Welcome back to Scale Out a Guy's Workbench. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. This particular kit that you're looking at here, the 63 Chevy Corvette Stingray, was part of a junkyard lot that I had purchased a while back. It says it's missing one motor on the box. This is a 1989 edition of the 63 Corvette. Let's take a look at what we have in the box and maybe we can put something together here. Here's the body. Looks pretty good. No damage to it at all. There is a little bit of flash on it that we need to clean up. Interior tub with molded in seats. Yeah, that's kind of typical of the era. A one-piece chassis with the molded in exhaust system. Uses the metal axles for the suspension. On this tree here you got the firewall and a whole bunch of other miscellaneous parts. This kit did not come with an instruction sheet, so I'm going to be building this on the blind. I do have a little bit of knowledge on some of this stuff, some of these parts I should say. This is part of the suspension that goes into those little wedges here, so I can have a variable height on my suspension. Here's your dashboard, seat belts, and steering wheel. Here is one engine. I suspect that this is the 327 engine. I don't know if it's complete. It looks like it is, right up into the manifold, the intake manifold and carburetor setup. Here's one of the optional hoods. Here's the stock hood, and here's another hood. Here's one of the manifolds if you want that type of fuel injection. The chrome tree looks pretty intact. Gives you a couple different style valve covers and different stock wheels and mag wheels. The bumpers, or you can have a custom grill in there instead of having the front bumper. The glass, the one-piece glass. 4 tires, stock tires, skinnies. I believe those are, I want to say, Firestone, but I do have 4 of those. I have a small decal sheet and some miscellaneous parts, taillights, a blower belt, battery. These are, I think these are what they call lowering pins, so you can raise or lower the suspension. The triple carb setup in the manifold, and the stock air cleaner, and one metal axle. So I'm gonna have to fabricate a metal axle. That's not a big deal because I do have some wire around here just for that purpose. So that's it. I've got a pile of parts here, no instruction sheet, and I'm going to attempt to build this kit and have it look as nice as I can with the parts that I have. So let's get on with this and let's see what we can come up with, and hopefully it'll look good when it's all done. Alright, well, let's get on to the paint booth and get some primer spray down on this, and get some sub-assemblies together, and let's see what we have, and I'll be right back. Because I don't have all of the engine parts for a big engine build, or a super stock engine build, I'm just going to go with the stock hood and let's see if I can get something going with that. There is enough parts here to build an engine. However, I'm not sure if I can build a stock engine or if I can have to build a slightly custom, modified engine, or what I need to do. Just going to be playing this one by ear. I may even have to dip into my parts box to come up with some different tires and wheels, or I'd like to stick with those mag wheels that were on that chrome tree, but I may have to come up with some different tires for those. Right now I'm just going through and sanding off or trimming off any flash that might be on the chassis and other body parts. There's a little bit on the actual car body I'm gonna have to cut. I'm gonna have to cut off or sand down. And there's some, back in here around the hood opening. This is a little rough in here. It needs to be smoothed down. Well, there's a flash all the way around in the window openings, so I'm gonna have to take care of that. The rest of it looks pretty good. Got some mold lines back here. Oh, I hate when it does this. You can see that in there, where it was on the tree. Yeah. Okay. Some more mold lines up here. Thankfully, those are under the fender wells, and you're not going to see them. Those two are supposed to be there to hold the hood, keep it from falling inside. This, however, is not supposed to be there. I always like to clean up the flash before I put any paint down, because I think to me it's a waste of time to do it the other way, and most people will agree with me. This is the best way to do it. Make sure everything's clean and ready to go before you apply your first coat of paint, even primer, But that being said, sometimes having a primer coat down will actually help bring out some imperfections that you wouldn't normally see on just bare plastic. And so it's kind of however you want to do it, whatever your preference is. After all, it's your build. You're going to do it your way, and not to please anybody but yourself. Nice little mold line. As I mentioned in other videos, I love the number 10 blade. I use it a lot for this kind of work. It's an old blade. So it's not really real uber sharp, just sharp enough for me to cut a little bit of stuff off, but not so sharp that it's going to dig into the plastic and cause other issues. I can scrape with it, which I do a lot of that too, or I can just straight cut with it. I do have a sharpening stone that I run it through occasionally, just to keep a little bit of an edge on it. And there's the mold lines back here. See, this works really well at just scraping those mold lines away. It doesn't remove an excess amount of plastic, it just takes that mold line right down to level. Once you throw your primer on there, you're not going to see any marks there. It's just going to look smooth like it should. Now there is a little bit of a lip back here, and I suppose that's supposed to be somewhat normal, but it just has a little bit of too much of a sharp edge for me. Just knock it down with a sanding stick. These sanding sticks are fantastic. You can get them at like Dollar Tree or any dollar store actually, and you get about a dozen of them or so in the pack for $1. Very versatile, very handy. These taillight holes look a little small on that side. I might have to open those up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, those are those are filled with flash. In this particular car, I spent $0 for it, so it doesn't mean that I don't care about it. I just it's going to be a fun, cheap build, and all I'm going to have in it is time, glue, and paint. Speaking of paint, I've been thinking about what I wanted to paint this, what color I wanted to paint this, and I'm thinking about doing something a little bit special, but still along the lines of a couple of cars that you've seen me do already. As you know, I'm kind of a fan of the color shifts, and I've been experimenting with them a lot here lately. And I'm thinking about doing this car in black, but adding a special touch to it, and you'll see that at the end, provided we can actually put it all together, and I don't doubt that we can. I'd say by the looks of it, that's not going to be an issue. I will get it together. I may not have all the parts I need to build a super hot rod version, you know, race or whatever, but I can still come up with a decent car at the end. Okay, that looks pretty good. That looks good. The body looks good. Let's get started on this engine. Let's see what we can do with that. Looks like that's going to be the 327 small block that come in the kit. I think this kit also had a 427 version, and that's probably the missing motor that it said on the box. Yes, I still use tube glue. That's what I've always used, and I'm comfortable with it. I know what it does, and I usually don't glob it on. That's never a good thing. I usually just kind of get just enough on there to do the job. Alright, it's bare metal foil time. Here we are back at the final, 1989 edition of the 1963 Chevy Corvette Stingray from AMT. This was a junkyard build. It came as a junkyard lot. It was missing some parts, and I managed to put it all together and finish it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a comment, or if you have any questions, leave those in the comment section below. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. There's going to be a lot of good stuff coming to this channel in the future, and I hope to share some tips and tricks on how to do things. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Thanks for watching Scale Out a Guy's Workbench. See ya on the next build.